protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings. Welcome to our tea. What's it gonna be? I'm thinking we can serve your tea hot. We can make it ice cold. We can put it in a shot. Or we can make it real bold. Oh, oh. Beef on top of beef, oh yes. Yes, it's giving messy, real mess. We having black tea, so won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste the drama real good. Do you want some black tea in the YT neighborhood? Truth is moving on them streets, but it's caught between them lies. Who be grifting, who cheats? Who be sending round them spies? Beef on top of beef all day, every day. Troublemakers put on display. Do you want some black tea? Won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste of drama real good. Do you want some black tea in the YT neighborhood? You feel me?
What's good? What's good? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste of drama real good. Do you want some black tea in the YT neighborhood?
What's going on with y'all? What's going on with y'all? Yo, listen. I don't know. I didn't really have anything to talk about today. I just was just going live, just pressing the button just to press the button. But I was like looking back, and I just like I'm seeing all of this happening in the black tea sector, and it's just like at this point it's starting to look repetitive now. At this point, looking back a year and some change ago, looking back a year and some change ago, how all this started, how all this happened, and what's happening now, I'm just like, damn, it's the same shit, really. It's the same shit over and over again. The not back with she paints after all of that hassle, making the rounds to Danny Robinson and all of that stuff, that was like a slap in the face to everybody, And She Paint still supports Danny Robinson. You know, if I'm not mistaken, She Paint still support Danny Robinson, and also, you know, back with the knot. Wouldn't that be like playing in Danny Robinson's face also? If I'm not mistaken. I think She Paints went over to Danny Robinson after she was over here. I'm not sure. But, you know, it's all of this is just like repeated. It's repeated. It's repeated. We'll go into a live, you know, that we did when She Paints came over here, and we'll get into that live and we'll break that down of how these lies just keep on circulating. You know what I mean? They just keep doing the same shit over and over again. You know, even with this whole Sean Davy Way thing, you know, this whole situation. The reason why I say it's like repeating is because like the pattern's still there, like the patterns of these behaviors, like it's the patterns that we are pointing out and recognizing, right? Where we're pointing out these patterns. We're trying to get people to observe these patterns of behaviors that's taking place. And see, luckily with YouTube and the internet, you can see these patterns even more now because this has become their way of making money, you know, so on and so forth. This merry-go-round circus act has been their way of making funds and everything like that. So when you see it, you know it, you know. Even if we go back to the old recordings of the knot, right? You remember how that went, you know?
You are a sick individual. You know that boy is obsessed with me, and you going over there praying on him to buy. You are so sick. Girl, I can show you the
Was
paperwork.
this a play?
I make 2.5 times the amount of money now that I got rid of you out of my life. And when I get rid of him from the inside out, I feel like I'm going to go up to about $20,000 a month. Don't nobody play with my soul or try to trap me. You are a nasty, cruel ass bitch. Death don't do you justice, ho. You already dead on the inside. You stupid. You are literally delusional to sit there and pay this boy to talk to him behind the scene, to cry and act like you made a friend. Ain't no fucking friends. He using you for money, and you don't care about it. The only thing you care about is trying to get a reaction out of me. Well, guess what? Your money ain't shit compared to my money and what I'm making right now and what you was giving me. You can't penny bitch me. You are a nasty, disgusting person who came across some money. That's all you will ever be. You're pulling strings behind
That's
the
why I
scenes,
say,
and I'm going to show you how to play that
is
game
this a
better than you.
play? All of this has to be a play.
Press 7, save. Press 9, or resave.
Yeah, after 4 months of straight up supporting somebody who you know has completely harassed me, and then you leaving messages, participating, and then after you finally got my attention to text you, well, you showed me everything that you need to show me. At this point, it's not even really about you supporting him. It's the fact that I was always wondering, if I just talk to her and apologize, maybe she'll stop. And that's what I was leading to, but now you're participating in the harassment overtly while getting text messages.
Yeah,
from
y'all
me in
can't.
real time.
This
So I
is
wish you the
not
best.
real.
And you can support whoever you want to support. I no longer have a
You know?
way of watching and looking because the money that you used to give me ain't coming back to my platform. No matter how much I said I didn't want it, I did have it in my back of my mind maybe to allow you back over, to allow you to support me since you said you did it from the kindness of your heart. But you just showed me everything that you needed to show me, and I appreciate you. And when I wake up tomorrow, I promise you, I'm going to manifest 5 or 6 different people that support me 10 times fold more than you have ever supported me because it was never genuine. I wish you the best. I will not mention you on my platform. I will not talk about him. He's on loop on a backup channel. And now that I know that you're still going to support him and his predatory energy towards me, I can't do nothing about it. is not your business. You are in my business by supporting somebody who's harassing me. But you showed me that, and I can't do nothing about it. So for that, I wish you the best. You will not get a mention. You will not be talked about on my platform. Godspeed.
End of message. Delete.
Now, mind you, that was what he said about she paints, right? All that was said about she paints at the time that he tried to make it seem like he had a she Diddy and all of that stuff, right? If you guys recall, right? If you recall that, that was said about she paints, and he said he had a she Diddy and all of that stuff, and she made her rounds, and got from this page to that page based off of whatever, right? And the same freaking shit. It seems, that's why I keep on saying, like, why does this seem familiar? It's trauma bonded. All of this stuff is circulated around trauma bonding. They are trauma bonding their, collective, their subscribers, whatever you want to call it. Like, they do the same thing over and over again. You go out and you do all of this performative stuff, and then y'all are back together. Then y'all are back, with each other. Y'all fake the fallouts in other areas. Oh, I need you to go over to his Discord, trauma bond in his Discord. And then, when he say something about the trauma bonding in his Discord, we're going to flip it and make it seem like he did this, and, putting out these lies. And, Ralph DaWise made this lady think he was a god, and da 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 da. And then they come back like it never happened. They pop back up like none of this never happened. We remember this. If it ain't about me, if it ain't me, if it ain't me, and that all you wanted to do was sell paintings. I seen that you do nice paintings. I looked at some of your paintings and saying he confirmed last night on somebody else. Crazy.
And then I was on AT2's. I was at work, but I was watching AT2's live because he made a promo video for my European travel blog. I'm
Right.
on Facebook, y'all, and so I was supporting.
That's
And
when you have to plug your Facebook in.
thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay.
And so then he was calling me while I was on AT2's live, and if you listen to that last voicemail, the apology,
You
quote
want me to
unquote,
mushroom sample?
voicemail, he was saying how something about uh, I'm trying to talk to you or something he said, and you're on live with him, and it's crazy. And for months he has painted me as a stalker.
Right.
That bitch Blanco, who needs to put her pussy in a jar. I'm sorry, can I say that?
I don't think you can.
Okay, but this is a little
You
in
said
in
it
a jar.
already. You see what she said? And then look, this is how special the knot is. The knot's
Know me from a can of paint. She came into his chat months ago and started saying she was going to put people in jars. I was like, who is this devil on here talking about you going to put people in jars? I realized later on that he contacted her because she just came up from out of nowhere. And this is a time that, that guy Ronnie who died? I guess
yeah,
that's that
yeah,
girl, Krishan Rock's boyfriend or
yeah.
something.
Krishan Rock's
He he's a
alleged.
liar. I'm gonna tell you about that. He's a freaking liar. Okay, Denat, you wanted your weekend show, you got it. Hopefully
And he is lying about that Ronnie stuff. We can go back. We
in real life. So ask them how your life, tell them how your life is really going. Okay, let's do that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I have a travel blog coming up, and he's really mad. He's mad. He's jealous, and
I was
I've really been
wondering.
minding my.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
No, because I was wondering, like, where is this energy coming back from? Like, why is he so upset? It's because
Right.
your life is moving in a direction where things are getting better. You got the travel blog coming
I'm
on.
blessed. I'm
Right.
blessed.
And
This is,
82 is promoting you, so he's upset
yes.
about that, you know. And
Yeah.
that's the saddest thing is to say that he, you know, care about black women and he care about women and he care about this and he's out here trying to better people's life and the whole time he's being a monster,
Child.
he's a demon. He's a, you know what I mean? This
Oh
is
my
like
God.
the same thing Jaguar Wright does, you know what I mean? Just in a
Hmm.
different
Yeah,
sense,
I
right? A
know.
different approach to it,
Listen,
right?
listen to what I'm saying. Like, and this wasn't even like the half of it, right? She paints popping up over here, running her rounds, right? That wasn't even a half of it, right? Remember, AT2 also pop up in that live, right? Now, mind you, we going over different shit, right? About this
For
live.
sure.
The
He
games
attacked
they play,
one
right?
page on Ralph the Wise,
Then AT2 pops up over here.
but also the play was to get you riled back up. The what the knot is talking
This is why I
about
say
with his plays on the
AT2
back
and the
end,
Knots
what he put in the
relationship
private chat
has
is
all these people been
AT2 is going to
circulating
go on
around. This
Maggie's
is a
panel,
year
right?
ago.
So he was banking on you going
A
over to
year
Maggie's
ago.
panel and trying to side with Maggie in order to beef. So he was setting up you know, Ralph the Wise platform to go against Maggie's platform by going over to Maggie's panel while he was over here and say Ralph the Wise is doing better numbers than you, so on and so forth. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. So then he wanted you, and I, you know, like I say, once you did that live where you said, I know why I like Maggie, that's when he started popping up over there on Maggie's page, right?
Yep, you
Mind
said that.
you, mind you, you got she paints, and that was a nice promotional thing that you did too for her, you know, as far as her trip and everything.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
right. So, you know, you got she paints, he's antagonizing her on the back end as recently as 2 days ago, calling her 2 o'clock in the morning, talking about the only way he's gonna stop bothering her is if she give up all the money that she promised him plus whatever money she gave to you. Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy. No, it is crazy. But here's the thing: in his mind, this all sounds normal.
How do you normalize that? How do you normalize, you know, extortion?
Exactly. It's when you realize that you have a mental illness and you don't get it checked out. This is what happens.
Man, he need a lobotomy too then, like Jag.
No, he. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this about him. He is Jag.
Cause I thought I thought it
If you
was
close your
strange.
eyes, they the same person.
Now,
Right.
do
That's why I
you
say
think it's a coincidence? It's the like, come on. How did we circle back to this in the sector, right? All the new shit that's happening, all the new drama that's taking place, all the new stuff that we could be talking about, right? In the sector, how did do we circle back around to AT2's beef with the Knot beef with, you know, Sean Davy Way, which was about 3 years. This is 3 years going back, if not longer, right? Longer than that. AT2's beef with OKP, right? Now she paints. Now the Knot is out here acting like he's defending she paints and their, you know, tri-relationship, whatever the hell they in, right? And then Lady T ends up beefing with Sean Davy Way. Come on, like this shit is repetitive. Evil will only be got evil. They're not trying to do positive shit. They're not trying to change. Like that shit is like a addiction to them or something. They are drawn to that. This is why I say you got to understand like what's happening right now.
yeah,
I'll
same
break it
energy,
down,
just one
but I
filled with
just want
more
to point
jealousy than
this
the
out.
other one filled with gluttony and some other stuff, but the other
Hmm.
one, but that's why I say that I said
I said, you know, dealing with these energies. That's why I keep on telling people, like, I deal with energies. I don't deal with people, right? I deal with energies. And one thing about energies is they gonna do what it is they gonna do. Now you hope that whoever's in control of that energy tame it and become better or more than the energy once they tame it. But you can't.
Right.
These people is not, you know, disciplined in the flesh in order to tame certain demonic entities, and they already give into them, you know, just with their lifestyle. So, in a sense of like how everything is, you know, everybody else is subjected to some type of game that they don't even know they playing.
Mm-hmm.
He finding out now. I got a big obese woman at my
Is
house
it echoing?
just because he don't want nobody else to want me.
Wait.
That part. He wants somebody to see that, like, he want to make.
So remember, they was all coming over here. They had this big ass panel over here. Look,
then you think you're gonna come back behind?
remember they had a big ass panel over here. Sherelle was over here. Perry was over here. Denat was over here. This was like roughly right after we did the live about Atwoods. This was like right after we did the live about Atwoods. Sherelle was trying to do the live about Atwoods. All these people, they were making it seem like they were protecting this sector from Atwoods and so on and so forth. And then after we did the live about Atwoods, they targeted my page. Why is that? Why is after we did the live about Atwoods did they just reverse the whole concept of what they were doing and then targeted my page? Huh? And was checking in with each other too. Like, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get. Remember, they were lying, trying to make it seem like they was gonna get Maggie's page taken down. They was like, yeah, we're gonna see, you know, if that page is gone tomorrow, blah 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 blah. But really, they was talking about my page. Like, wasn't that crazy? Like, right in front of our face, they was trying to play right in front of our face. Right? Came over here, did this whole 5-hour live, and then the next day tried to make it seem like, why would we waste our time doing a 5-hour live, blah, 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 blah. Because that's what y'all do. That's the madness that y'all do. You know, we was watching this unfold right before our eyes. We watching this unfold like, damn, why is this? Why are they doing this? That's how I was thinking. I was thinking like, damn, why is they doing this? Why is they? This is crazy. You know? I was like, damn, this is crazy, you know, how this is looking. And the more I looked at it, the crazier it looked. The more I looked at it, the crazier it looked. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But what could you say? You know, until it all played out, you couldn't say nothing until it all played out. You couldn't say nothing until it all played out. Once it all played out, then you could look back at it and be like, see, told you. It was all a gimmick. It was all a game. If we would have participated in it at the time, then I guess the same outcome would have came out, because you see that happen now, like where that same outcome happens. You know what I mean? So maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe the same outcome would have happened. Maybe the same rhetoric would have happened. But looking back at it now, I'm like, damn, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I didn't think, but this was the game.
Close doors and beg me to be your friend again. I will never be your friend again. You're a shitty ass mother. You stink. You don't know how to.
Yep. This is what they came over to do. They said everything that they wouldn't say on their page. And who said that they play those type of games? Jaguar.
Oh,
Oh,
but
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
can't
No,
stand the
you
hoe.
don't
We
need, like,
can't stand her.
silence that bitch. If she
Jaguar and did not play those type of games where they come over to your page, say everything that they know is against the copyright strikes, and then they go hit your page up, secretly, right? Ain't that what Jaguar admitted to? I know the things to say on the page to get a page taken down. These are the same things. This is the same thing over and over, right? I point this out, constantly, repeatedly point this out. I show you guys repeatedly these imposter spirits, these entities. I tell you guys about these entities all the time. Break them down to you guys, right? We break it down to you guys. The gender, the way they play on the media, the way that they operate, right? You watching this repeatedly happen. You watching this repeatedly happen. All of it you watch repeatedly happen, right? Even now with the way that they going now, it's a distraction. It's a distraction. This Sean WA Lady T fight, whatever you want to call it, it's a distraction. It's like keep the beef amongst them type shit, right? So it's like a distraction. They know that, Maggie is going to focus on that now more than she's focusing on the Atwoods thing, so on and so forth. They cool with that. They cool. They get paid to come in as these distractions. They get paid to do that. Whenever you start getting close to like some real shit, some deep shit, this is when the distractions come in. Why? Because they're the gatekeepers. They're the ones who are determining, oh no, this person can't go nowhere. I'll take them down. Don't worry about it. It's like a bounty on lower content creators' heads. You know what I mean? You just don't know it's a bounty on your head. You don't know that people are sitting down at a table deciding your faith on YouTube. You don't know that people are sitting around somewhere deciding, how far you going to make it on this platform, or if you should make it, or if you should be a part of the Hunger Games, or if you look like something easy to take down, I'll take them down. Oh yeah, they all signed up against woke society, or anybody who's coming into the conscious collective mindset, whatever. Like they all decided this big play against woke society. You know what I mean? That's why I say, like, if you pay attention to it, it's repeated. It all repeats. It all repeats. New faces, same cases, repeated. New faces, same cases, just repeated. Right? If you go back and watch our lives from a year ago, you'll see the same thing. New cases, old faces, they just repeat it. They just repeat the shit. They get a whole new cast and they repeat the shit. You can go on all the way back to Ratchet TV, right? They use our piece of content. This is before we got monetized, right? They used our content, the whole kitty kitty thing, right? As they push down lower content creator, they use pieces of content of the lower content creators
to get their self out there. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's find it. Let me see if he plays it. They just Oh, that was when Timberland was up on the panel. When we had Timberland on the panel. Hold up. See, we've been doing this. Listen to Wolf Coochie in the background. Y'all, this is what we repeated back. Like, come on. Listen to this shit. Like, this is repeated in this sector. I don't know what is more like repeating this behavior is the problem. Like, I don't know. Pointing it out might be one thing, but like constantly repeating this, like, oh shit. You know, constantly repeating this, you know, the Jaguar thing, the whole, you know, Ali Carter thing. This is like a year or some change ago, right? And we still repeating the same thing over here. New faces, same situations. And this is the fame that they want. This is the fame that they want to chase. Not helping the collective, not fixing nothing in the collective, not bettering the collective with positivity. Nope, none of that. More negative added to the collective with chaos and controversy and fight. Like, this shit, it's got to get old at some point. At some point, you got to be like, you know what? Enough is enough. Let's move on to better things. Let's try to go be positive. Let's try to go be. Nope. You're not seeing that happen. You see a big roar for more and more bullshit. A big race for more and more bullshit. Like, nah, we need that bullshit. Nah, I understand that you want to Nah, we need bullshit. And they go through all different measures when it comes to this, right? If you go back, you look at the storylines that was played on us. You go back, you look at the things that happened, that took place in the Discord. Go back to the Amber situation. Go back to any of these situations. AT2, Sean Atwood, Shane Atwood, right? If you go back to, you know, even, you know, looking back, all the way back. All the way back. Her and all the way back. Gremlins. Look what happened when the light came on. Go all the way back. Look what happened. This is a year, almost 2 years ago. And you try. Almost 2 years ago, they doing the same thing. They're not going to Canada, all these places. Look at this person. These people like circulating around. Like, yo, listen, this is the same can actually matter shit. In this app. With the y'all think these people are real? I don't think these people are real. Y'all couldn't even get Maggie. That's why I keep on pointing this out. Streamlab, Maggie the Blackout. Y'all telling me that this is real. These are not real people. Look at this shit. He's got a kid on the screen, and this is what Odell is putting up on the backdrop. This is what Odell is putting up on the backdrop, and the kid is on the screen. Come on, man. These people are not real.
They would never be real. He's smiling and laughing, trying to act like he covering up the face of the child.
Open
Like,
letter.
nah,
I don't need you to do no open letters.
y'all think this is not disturbing, trauma bonding?
Because after a certain while,
This is what they're doing. They're trauma bonding you to situations like this, trauma bonding you to these type of behaviors, normalizing it. Right? Normalizing showing this stuff. Dark,
When she
disturbing.
said, "Here, kitty, kitty." So if Ali Carter was talking about you when she said, "Here, kitty, kitty," then surely you know what happened in that black kitty house, right? And this is why I said Jaguar Wright has been victimizing victims, because they're talking in code, but Jaguar, you have some explaining to do. And now we all want to know what happened in that black kitty house. Let's listen to Ali Carter address it.
not
What
Madagascar
the
stream
fuck
yet.
happened in that black kitty house? Kitty, kitty. What happened? What happened in that Boule household? What happened? What happened? Is anybody gonna ask? Is anybody gonna?
Well,
Listen, this stuff that will probably circle back around. That beef will circle back around. Right? That drama will circle back around. Legina Gold will circle back around, I'm pretty sure. Right? Because she's a part of the mayhem.
My dad is alive. If he can.
Right? And they're talking about baby
In
farms.
your browser, and it'll take
Right?
you over to Discord.
They're
those
talking
who are
about
on
baby
YouTube,
farms.
I just
So that should be alarming.
I'm not bringing up her past. I'm bringing up her now.
You know?
You know, people are paying to see people live like this.
And we see that now, that people are actually paying to see people in this life, right? They're paying. Look at Krishan Rock. They're paying for, her to show a lifestyle of living in the car, whatever she got, manipulating, Junior's health and everything like that. They're paying for this. There's more and more. Look at Queen Ops over on TikTok. Look at Ashley Trevino over on TikTok. Look at Bree over on TikTok. Like, they are paying people to put this type of idea life out
FYP
there.
in the comment section, TikTok, hashtag FYP in the comment section. I don't know where the words is going to go.
She shouldn't have to be ashamed of somebody else's shame. That's their shame. And that's why they keep hiding. They're not coming up and owning it, saying, "I'm sorry, I did that to you." They're weaker monsters. They're not saying none of that.
See, she's talking about the trafficking. The trafficking.
Wherever you've been or me.
Jaguar is a part of the trafficking.
Listen, that's why.
What the hell?
You go back and listen to Jaguar's live.
With some of them that we create.
Listen.
And
now let's just stop right there. I want y'all to think about this. Readings. Don't readings. You gotta admit that person might not be thinking properly. You see them put an empty bonnet on, you gotta be like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. You know what I mean? All right, but listen to this though. I want y'all to listen to Jaguar trying to tell us to send our kids to her. I know my spider senses tangle every time I hear this. Listen.
because you're going to be able to tap in to all of the grace with grace. Yay. I can't wait, children. We're going to have a great time.
I think we're about to get started on those ASMR and those, creating our own frequency recordings to just, and Grace, I would love it if when we put together these new frequency tracks, I would love it if you could do readings with some of them that we create. And
Now let's just stop right there. I want y'all to think about this. Readings. Don't readings consist of, let's say, some touching? Maybe you would have to touch the kid's hands. Maybe you would have to touch the kid's scalp. I don't know. There's different forms of how one might read, right? But why would we want to send our kids to Grace to do readings on the kids? That's odd. We don't want you to do no readings on our kids. That don't sound right. That's one red flag. Spider senses is tangling. You get what I'm saying? That's one red flag. My spider senses is tangling. Okay. But let's keep listening. Let's keep listening.
and maybe we can create something for your voice specifically. So when the children come to the channel for upliftment, they can go to a moment of grace with Grace and play your specific frequency tone. We're gonna have to find.
Okay. That was too many specifics in one sentence, but you want the children to come to Grace and play her specific frequency tone. Okay. We're going to give that a iffy. That might be iffy right there, but let's keep listening.
The right one for you. You're gonna have to call your uncle and ask him, y'all figure out.
What the fuck do you mean she's going to have to call her uncle? What her uncle got to do with the specific frequency tone that they finding for Grace? What? Hold on. Something ain't right. Huh? What? Y'all telling me that sounded right to y'all? That, first of all, this is too many third parties right here. You want us to send our kids to Jaguar, who's going to send our kids to Grace, who's going to then call her uncle. Hold on, that's too many people right there that's handling my child. That's too many people already that's handling my child. We ain't even counting the fact that they got to go through Wolf Coochie. They got to go through Wolf Coochie just to get the Jaguar.
And I want y'all to ask yourself, in all the time that this been happening over here, why ain't nobody pointing that out? All the time that this been happening over here, you mean to tell me nobody pointed out the fact that this is taking place? That's what you telling me? You mean to tell me nobody's pointing out the fact that they are saying to send the kids so Grace can teach them the frequency in her throat, and they're going to have magic and make magic and have so much fun and so on and so forth? And then after we started pointing this out, we started getting attacked and targeted by these different groups on here as a distraction, because we pointing out, oh, why is Jaguar, who talks about, industry SEX and where everybody's putting their private parts, why is she acting like she got a children bookstore? Why is she making it seem like she sells fidget spinners and telling all the children, yeah, come talk to Grace and get the Grace? And then you look at all the stuff that's coming out about Atwoods and the trading and trafficking and so on and so forth, and you don't see the connection. Y'all really don't see the connection. This has always been about African. This has always been about that. This has never really been about what y'all think it was. Go back to what Jaguar says about the house that Yellow Beasley runs. Go back to what she say about that. That they were trading kids for Uggs. Right? Why ain't nobody speaking on that? That's the bigger story. That would be the biggest story.
is that Jaguar knows too much about trafficking to not be involved with it. She knows too many locations about it. She said she was the maitre d' or whatever she called herself, the dominatrix D or whatever. She was the one providing them with the girls, right? What does that mean? What does that tell you? That tells you something. Why is nobody pointing that out? All of these people that are, speaking on Jaguar and talking about the things that Jaguar is doing, but none of them's pointing this part out, that she's telling y'all to send your children to her and Grace so Grace can teach them the frequency that's in her throat and then call her uncle. What? And then y'all say we wrong because we pointed out that Jaguar had a website where Wolf Coochie's phone number was on there. So in order to get in touch with Jaguar, you had to go through Wolf Coochie. And this is where that plausible deniability comes from, right? You call this number thinking that you're getting in touch with Jaguar. Somebody picks up the phone and say, oh, if you want to get in touch with Jaguar, tell us where you at. Tell us your location. We'll come pick you up and bring you to Jaguar. And y'all don't see the manipulation in all of this. Y'all don't see the fuckery in all of this. All the children that we have running away from Ohio, Atlanta, all of these different places. And Jaguar is trying to have a service where she's opening up the door to get her hands on more kids, becoming an Uber driver, saying stuff like, I made sure all those women got home safe, so on and so forth, right? Her name being implemented in lawsuits regarding this level of activity. Why are we not paying attention to that? Why are we not pointing that stuff out? So now you got Wolf Coochie, Jaguar, Grace, and then whoever the freak her uncle is, all handling my child. What? Y'all don't find that suspicious? Y'all don't find that suspicious? Be honest. Be honest. We living in the Aquarius sky. Do y'all find it suspicious or no? Huh? I'm finding it suspicious, finding it very suspicious, almost nauseating. I think I threw up in my mouth. Ooh, 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 ooh. Talking about some, call your uncle and get them together. What? Call the uncle? What uncle got to do with this? I thought we were just listening to frequencies from Grace and shit. Why she got to call the uncle for it? But let's keep listening.
That out, but I think we need to do that. And this way, when the children come and sit with you, they will be serenaded by the power of the frequency that lives inside your throat.
Okay. Now that's too much right there. Pineapples. Something is not right about this conversation. The kids is gonna be uplifted by the power of the frequency that lives inside your throat. What? Why Grace got stuff living in her throat? Grace should be the only one living in Grace's throat. Why she got the kids gonna be uplifted by the power of the frequency that live inside your throat? You the singer. Why ain't the kids uplifted by the power of the frequency that live inside her throat? Why Grace not the singer? Make it make sense. Grace ain't the singer. Jaguar is the singer. So why is they gonna be uplifted by the power of the frequency in Grace throat? I haven't heard Grace hold a note yet. All Grace do is laugh. I haven't heard Grace, the frequency of Grace's throat, not never. She just laughs in the background. How the fuck is she got the power of the frequency in her throat, and why the kids need to be uplifted by that? That sounds suspicious. Sounds very weird. Oh, but listen, let's keep listening. Let's just keep listening. Let's not try to, we listen and we don't judge. Okay? We listen and we don't judge. So let's just keep listening.
Oh, yay. I'm gonna have so much fun, children. You guys are going to have so much fun with all the magic that I get to share with you all.
Now, wait a minute. You gonna share magic with the kids? Magic. That's what you sharing with the kids. Not education. You ain't gonna teach them stuff.
Yes, Grace is still her sidekick. They held alive the other week. I want to say like a week ago, or I can't remember the last time I was actually listening to her, but it was like a week ago or something. She had Grace on there again. Grace is still her sidekick. Remember, Grace was also the one who was pretending to be a mental health therapist for the Blue Couch page, right? And also on top of that, she's also the one that took an axe to her ex. You know, pretending to be a mental health therapist, took an axe to her ex. Huh? Does this make sense? These are the people you want us to send our children to.
Magic. You ain't even trying to teach the adults the magic first. Can the parents know about this magic first? Can we know about the magic before you teach our kids magic? Or are you gonna say, don't tell your parents this magic that I'm about to teach you? Which is it? Okay. No, we listen and we don't judge. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. My fault.
Oh, it's gonna be fabulous. And I think they're really waiting for it anyway, because the truth is, they all do need grace. Oh, well, as my father said, grace is grace. Girl, send the money. Send the money. Grace is grace. Send the money.
All right, now fuck that. We're gonna have to do a little bit of judging. Did she just say send the money? She just turned kids into money. Nobody find that suspicious. Nobody find that suspicious that she just now turned kids into money. We was just now talking about the kids. How did she say how, send them like my father said? Send the money. Send the money. What money? You just now said you wanted us to send our kids to Grace for uplifting about a frequency that was in her throat. That's what you told us. You just told us that you wanted us to send our kids to Grace and be uplifted by the power of the frequency that lives in her throat.
Now, does that make any sense? Does that make any sense that nobody's pointing that out or talking about that? Huh? Is that making sense? Because it's not making sense to me. But there we are. Now, y'all got to ask yourself, everybody in this sector, and ain't nobody pointing that out. Everybody's in this sector, and ain't nobody pointing that out. Nobody? They not even trying to mention that. And think about that. That was December 2024. That was December 2024 we pointed that out. December 2024 we pointed that out.
And nobody's pointing out that weird ass behavior. And then come to find out, AT2 has this on his PC. Come to find out that it would seem like birds of a feather is flocking together, right? It would seem as though this is something that's normal. Now I'm thinking this is normal. Cause I never seen no kids come out of this. I never seen no savior stories. I never seen no pictures of people, saved. I never seen it. I never seen any of this. Never seen these stories. Never seen them speak on it. Never seen them say anything about it. But, somewhere along the line, African is going on. You know, they are trafficking and nobody's saying nothing about it. But too many people speaking about it. Too many people, or I guess you could say too many people overlooking it, right? Not enough people really speaking about it. They're just overlooking it. You know? They're just that's the problem right there. That's the problem. We see this situation repeatedly happening, but people don't care about it unless it's them. Unless it's them. They don't care about it. They don't care. Unless you're talking about them. That's the narcissistic, that's what's not so narcissistic about this world is that it's happening in plain sight. In plainer sight than normal, right? It's happening in plainer sight than normal. And the more and more like you see what people are focused on, they're not focused on the kids. All these people that came out and made it seem like they was about the kids and they were about saving the kids, helping the kids, so on and so forth. You don't see them helping the kids. You don't see them saving the kids. You don't see none of that. You don't see that happening. You know? You just all you see. Exactly. In a sense, exactly. They are all connected. And that's what's scary about it, is they paint these narratives about people and they point out certain stuff and they attack other people, right? But that's not the case though, you know? They attack other people. You see that. You see them attack other people, right? You see that happen, but you see them paint a narrative around other people's pages that's speaking about this truth. Like if you speak on this truth, or if you speak, about this truth, then they'll paint a narrative about you, right? They'll paint a messed up narrative about you, right? And then the other people that's also in cahoots with them, they'll seemingly start attacking your page also. Now, you think that's a coincidence that all these people that are involved with the same shenanigans are attacking the person's page that's speaking about the shenanigans that they're involved in? And it all has something to do with trafficking or doing something to the youth, the children. And we have so many children that's runaways right now, leaving the households right now, living, on or around these streets, so on and so forth, right? This is what's happening. We making it seem like this is not happening, but this is what's happening. Now, what we really got to ask ourselves, is this the society that we actually want? Is this, because I don't think it is, to be honest. Like, I don't think this is the society that we actually want. I think this is the society that they're pushing upon us. This is what they want to be the normal. Because now it's like everybody started overlooking the importance of things, right? Everybody started overlooking the importance of stuff. You know what I mean? That's what people started overlooking, the importance. So now we don't care about the kids, the youth, the future generations. Nope. Everybody focused on that bag. That's all they care about, is that bag. They don't care about the youth. They don't care about none of that. They just focused on that bag. If you got the bag, then you making it. You know what I'm saying? And you got money, you could create whatever scenario you want for this world. So you got a world right now where people are creating different scenarios and shit. You know what I mean? They creating this world. And it's looking different out here. But I don't like the way this world is looking. I don't really like the shape of this world. The direction this world is going in is scary now. It's scarier now than ever. Because our youth is picking up on these exemplary measures. People are now repeating this. Young and old, it don't matter now. They're all repeating this shit. So now it's getting even scarier because of that. Everyone wants to mimic it because that's what's selling now. That's what's selling. So because it's what sells, more people are, because people are buying into it, more people are duplicating it. More people are repeating it now. This method is being repeated now. So now how do we fix it? How do we solve that problem? Because now we're not giving our attention to the real victims, you know? We're not giving our attention to the real victims now. The real victims are getting taken advantage of, and the ones that are getting the credit is these, victims and victimizers. Like these the ones that we giving the credit to. All the effed up, people out there now, they're getting all of the attention that these victims are supposed to get. Or is there really no victims in this world, in this society? Is there just no victims? Like, is it, well, like, tell me what's going on in this world, because it's got to be upsetting, it's got to be disturbing, because they are repeating it. So because they are repeating it, you got to ask yourself, like, what the hell is really going on? Right? If this is repeating itself, like if this notion is repeating itself, then what the hell is going on? Because they're buying into it. Like people are buying into it. Like if this is supply and demand, you see what people are demanding because you see what people are supplying. You know what I mean? So you see what people is demanding because this is a narcissistic type society. So now narcissism is selling at a high rate now. They buying it, or because people are buying into it, right? You can act like you don't see it, but it's there. They not speaking on it. All these people in the black tea sector. You got Danny Robinson, you got uh OKP, you got Sean Davey. They not speaking on this notion of kids that Jaguar is speaking on. Nah, they rather fight the other content creators. Nah, we're not gonna point out the fact that Jaguar and Grace is trying to get the youth or get the kids. Nah, we're gonna focus on these other content creators. But don't worry, I was talking to some people from TikTok earlier, and I might have like a panel of people coming over from TikTok. So I'm going, got a nice panel of people coming over from TikTok. So we're gonna build a panel with that, But make sure y'all join the Discord. If y'all ain't a part of the Discord yet, join the Discord. I gotta go do a couple of things. Love is love. Namaste. Ashe. Salutation. Shalom. Peace. If nobody told y'all that they love you today, let me be the first but not the last to tell you that I love you. We're gonna go back live again later on. I don't know what time though, but we'll do another live today. Probably go back to talking about moon stars and quasars for a little bit. But when the drama comes our way, we ready for it because we know this shit repeats itself. So we know they might not have figured out a plan of attack on us yet, but they thinking about how they gonna come at us. I know they thinking about how they gonna come at us. You know what I'm saying? I know they sitting there thinking like, how are we going? Because they don't know me. So they gotta find a way to get themselves in the mix of the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Till next time. Yeah, I got to make sure these goats is good out here. You know, we're trying to get everything right for the goats and to get them in a bigger area, bigger space. Yep. Y'all keep saying that. Look, we got the goats. That's it. We got to do what we got to do. Good, like if you got like a petting farm, you know what I mean? Goats are good if you got a petting farm.
If someone says I told you so, then what is destiny? 'Cause if I know, then I can show the very best of me. Dividing lines, dividing times, sometimes not our choosing. If we want more, we should explore. There will be no losing.